What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm back here at Land Rover of Sarasota, checking out this brand new 2024 Land Rover Defender V8. Now, I haven't done the V8 on my channel yet, so I'm super excited to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle, checking it out, starting as far as the design in the front, powertrain, interior, technology, and the test drive. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that subscribe button, don't forget to give me a like, and turn on that bell notification ring bell so you won't miss any of the content that's coming out. And now let's get back to this.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid. I can almost feel you.
It's hard to believe that Land Rover started as a company that was providing vehicles for agricultural and military purposes, then later developed into one of the most luxurious off-road vehicles on the market right now, and the most capable ones as well. Now, the Defender is the most capable out of all of the Land Rovers and Range Rovers. So this is it, guys. If you're looking for something that you can take off the beaten path, as well as have all the comfort creatures of the modern life, you can definitely take a look at this. And this is special too, because this one has the most powerful engine that is available for this year's lineup in a Land Rover, and we're going to take a look at it in just a little bit. But let's take a look at the design. So classic, so square, flat hood. Yes, you do have the bulge right in the middle of the hood, and you do have these trim pieces. They kind of look more rugged, like on the old Defenders. They were actually steel plates. Now this is just a plastic trim, and it combines this retro styling with the modern design and technology. So you can see all LED lights in the front, turn signals, LED fog lights, and then open air curtains. Yes, for better aerodynamic. This is a performance off-road vehicle. Now, all of the Land Rovers, Range Rovers, they started off with this Defender spelled out in front, Land Rover logo right on the side of this grille, and this is all blacked out, so it's hard to see. It's all piano black, looking very nice. But let's see what powers up this thing. And here it is. Under the hood, you'll find a 5-liter V8 supercharged engine producing 518 horsepower, 461 foot-pounds of torque. It's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Yes, and it is an all-wheel drive vehicle with the twin transfer case. So looking mighty good. As you can see, the hood is propped up by hood struts on both sides that has some sound insulation and dual hatch for better security. And as we move around the corner, you can see the Defender in its full glory. And to me, it reminds me very much so of the early Defenders as far as the look of it. Of course, this is much bigger. Now, let's talk about this, because there's 3 different series of the Defender right now that are available. There's 90, 110, and 130. And those numbers were referring to the wheelbase in the early Defenders. And the 90 is a 2-door one, and the 110 is this one that I have for you today. And this is a 4-door, 5-seater, and then there's a 130, which is an extended version. So those are the 3 Defenders that are available right now. Now, for the first time, the 130 is available, the V8 engine for this year. This one's been available last year as well. If you look at the wheel and tire setup, we have the 22-inch wheels, 275/45 is the size of the tires, and behind here, you'll see the big brake rotors and the 6-piston Brembo calipers. And the suspension, this is an air suspension. You can see some of the components in that allows you to control the height of the vehicle. Also on the side, you'll find the air exhaust with the Defender that's spelled out in here. And what makes the V8 different is also has the V8 badge right on the side, which is really hard to see. This black on black. And also a few features that remind you of this old first generation Defenders are the top windows right here. Again, they're tinted so you can hardly see it, but this is actually a window. I'm going to show you that from the inside. And the ability to add some boxes that you can attach to the side of this vehicle. So if you are taking it on the expedition, you can store some of the side stuff outside. You can also put a roof rack, of course. And this vehicle is equipped with the power folding mirrors. So let's unlock it and see what happens. The mirrors unlock. Also, it has the deployable side step, which is an optional feature, but the mirrors are standard, right? They're loaded with the turn signal indicator. They also have the camera right here at the bottom and the blind spot assist feature. And before we take a peek on the interior of this vehicle, let's check out the back of it. Love the lights. Since the first time they came out, I love the lights. I also like the shape of it. If you look at the shape of this vehicle, it looks like the old Land Rovers, it looks like the old Defenders, and they of course made the lights modern here with this all LED light setup that turn signals, the backup lights, they're all incorporated in this piece. And if you were wondering if you have a spare tire, there's no hiding it on this model because it is attached to the door. Before we open it, let's take a peek right here. You also have the camera, which is right here in the shark fin antenna. You have the third brake light, and if we scroll down, you have dual exhaust tow hitch, over 8,000 pounds. You can tow with the V8 model, 7,700 pounds with the inline 6 that's also available. And let's open this up, see what we have there. Here's where some people are complaining about this and the way that this door opens. Now we only have a few vehicles that open like this. The GX Lexus is one of them, which is going to be changed for this year, and that's actually going to open up as a hatch. And then what do we have? Defender spelled out on this trim piece right here. This opens up, revealing this emergency triangle. That's in case you have a flat tire, you put it behind you so people can see you when they're coming up on you. And here's the room that you have. Now we have some goodies in here. So what do we have? A click and hang. So we actually have a hangers because this is an expensive vehicle, so you can probably take it to your office and put your suit back on it when you're done with it. Well, see the windows up there. Okay, like I told you, the windows up on top, giving you that extra light inside of here. And we have the power outlet. We also have the ability to lower and raise this vehicle to load stuff inside of this trunk or the cargo area. And on this side we have the regular 110 volt power outlet, as well as the fan controls. Well, it's got its own fan controls in the back as well. That's because where's the vans? Right here. Okay, part of the Meridian stereo. You also have the speakers all the way in the back. And let's open this up, see what's underneath here. A little bit more storage and the jack to lift up the vehicle in case you need to change your own tire. The seats fold down. They have the 60-40 split as far as the folding down, but they're 40-20-40, so you can separately open up this middle pass-through in case you're going skiing or carrying 2x4s for anything longer that you need. And of course the front seats are pushed all the way back, so the rear seats are leaning on it, but you kind of get an idea. Tons of room. Nice large panoramic sunroof. And let me get inside this second row seat, see how much room I have. Starting with the door panel, the interior color on this particular one is called Vintage 10 with ebony, and you can see this Vintage 10 color right here on top as well as on the armrest. You have the regular door handle, window controls, some texture trim piece inside, and then the seats are also covered in the same color leather, like camel looking leather, looking pretty good. You have the cup holders in the armrest inside of here, and the Land Rovers were made to go off-road, to go in the muddy and dirty terrain, so therefore they don't come standard with the plush carpeting that some of the luxury vehicles do. Instead, they have this plastic that can be easily washed off or wiped off after a day in the field. You also have some cargo netting in the back, your own controls for the ventilation and climate control, USB type A. Kind of surprised they didn't do USB type C's on them, but you have your own vents as well. And this is your interior in the back. Let me jump inside, see if I can fit. After a few vehicles that I've done before, they were all this compact or subcompact SUV. This one finally feels good. It's got plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder rooms, and plenty of knee room. And basically, this is how much room you have. So you have a good maybe 2.5, 3 inches before I would hit the back of the seat. Now it's adjusted to my regular driving position. I'm almost 6 feet tall, 5'11.5", and I like to drive comfortably. So if you're tall, you're definitely fitting in. Time for the sound check. Let's check out the sound of the closing door. Boom, nice and heavy, no complaints in this department whatsoever. The front door on the inside looks like the rear door with the same trim, but you have the window mirror lock controls in here, and you have the 3 memory seat settings. Meridian surround sound, that's what you'll get with this vehicle. Lots more storage at the bottom of the door, and like I mentioned, this one has the deployable side steps, pretty wide ones, so you can fit on them if you need help getting inside of this vehicle. V8 indicated right on the door sill to make sure that you know you're getting into the most powerful Defender that's built. And now right here you have a bunch of controls for your seats. Now the seats are nice and very comfortable, surprisingly. Now I find this to be perfect for my size. I don't know, maybe you'll find it different for yourself. In the interior, it's rugged, but it's very functional, and it incorporates lots of the newest technology. So let me show this to you. And here it is, guys, the interior of this 2024 Land Rover Defender in its full glory. Let me know what you think about it. Definitely, it's not for everybody. I like it. I think that's a great combination of the ruggedness of the original off-roader with the comfort creatures and this new technology. So you have this nice soft padding, leather wrapping right on top, same colors the seats, same colors the sides of the door, the same thing at the bottom here. Now this is a shelf, and you have the Defender that's embossed inside of here. You also have the USB Type-C port. And what's pretty cool about this too, behind the screen you can still hide some stuff. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's an open space right here where you can store something that you don't want people to see. Now continuing right on top, you see the head-up display. I'm not sure if you're actually able to see it, but it shows the gear indicator as well as your speed. And then scrolling down, you have the fully digital display. We'll get to it in just a second, but let's take a look at the steering wheel. Now this is the Alcantara steering wheel. I'm not sure if this is the best choice for the off-road vehicle. So if you are doing a lot of off-roading, I don't know, it's probably going to get damaged pretty quickly. Defender right in the middle in here, and unlike some of the top of the line Range Rovers, this one has a similar set of buttons, but they're not shiny black, which I like. So you have the phone button. This is your favorite button, I believe, and you can control what's going on inside of the screen. I'm going to show you that in just a moment. And you also have the volume control here and the voice control. On this side, you have a set of buttons that control your adaptive cruise control as well as your heated steering wheel. And then, you know, this is again for the cruise control. So inside of this instrument cluster is all digital 12.3-inch screen, looking really nice, vivid, sharp. But you can control what's displayed inside. So let's say if you want the info panel, and right now we have the navigation, but your choices are media, trip summary, 4x4 iInfo, driver assistance, or clock. Let's leave it in clock maybe for now. But you also have other things that you can display layout. So 2 dial, we can move it down to 1 dial, or you can move it down to basically media if you'd like to, or map, or driver assistance. I like the 2 dial one. Classic display doesn't bother me one bit. What else is here? You have the trip selection, head-up display settings, and vehicle settings. And you can select the tire pressure, TPMS load settings, auto apply 4x4 iInfo, and show warnings. You can select this. And this is pretty much it as far as the instrument cluster. Moving on to this PV Pro navigation, 11.4-inch screen. I like the color that's behind. It's kind of like sepia. And then close this off. This is your main menu. So you have the navigation, phone, media, slope assist, compass, wheel info, weight sensing, energy impact, driving style. Let's take a look at all apps. So you have the navigation, which we've already seen. This one is set up for the satellite view. You can change that if you don't like it to the regular view. Let's go back to apps, accounts, seats. Let's see what we have as far as the seats. You have the front and rear, and you can select the seat heat. You can turn it on or off, and we basically have 3-stage heated seats and 3-stage ventilated seats on this one. This is the way you do it. You can turn it off if you don't need to do it. And the rear seats, let's take a look, turn them on. Look at this. This one doesn't show that they're ventilated, but they're heated seats in the back, and you can turn them off as well. We'll go back to the climate control settings. Pretty standard. It shows you where the air is coming out of, air quality, cameras. This is important, so let's take a look at this. This is your 360 view camera. You can take this vehicle and kind of spin it around if you'd like to, which looks very nice. You can also select which camera you want the view from. This is from the outside in or from in the vehicle out. Front view camera, wide angle, narrow angle, same thing with the rear. And this is it. If you put it in reverse, the trajectory lines appear, and if you turn the steering wheel either way, they're active trajectory lines. Get it in park. Back to the apps, you have the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Valet Mode, Eco Data, 4x4i. And here's what's really important. If you're taking this vehicle off-road, you're definitely going to find this useful. So first of all, you have the locking diffs, and you have the pitch and your roll, your altitude. We're not very high out here at 52 feet, so this is 4x4 info, weight sensing. This vehicle can go in the water about 2 feet and 9 inches, so about 33 feet or so, at 33 inches or so. Trail info. Okay, so gravel, grass. So this is basically your mode settings, because you can set up different driving modes. We're going to get to it in just a little bit, and you can configure your own if you like to. But we'll go back to the 4x4 info, and let's see if we can, anything happens here. No. We'll go back. Let's go to deployable side steps, vehicle dimensions. That's interesting. So if you're wondering of how big this vehicle is, it says it's exclusive accessories, and right now we're in meters, so centimeters and meters, so it's 5 meters long. So this is an interesting thing. So this is a 110, right? And as far as the wheelbase, this is 9 feet and 10 inches. So this would be 10 foot would be 120 inches. So it's longer than the 110 indicates, but that's basically what the original ones used to be, 110/90. And the whole vehicle is 16.6 feet long. Approach angles, departure angles, pretty good ones, although you have pretty low hanging bumpers in the front, so this might not be the greatest. And then you can actually lift this vehicle up. Once you do that, you can see the ground clearance. Now the vehicle is lifting up, not sure if you can see it. Well, they used to adjust. Yep, there you go. So it used to be 8 inches of ground clearance. Now you have 11 inches of ground clearance, so that's at the highest setting here. Off-road height 2. I don't know if there's off-road height 3. Nope, that's it. That's as high as it goes. So very nice and informative things that you can find here. Phone, media, and then you have driver assistance, connect accounts, vehicle health, and weather. Alexa integrated with the vehicle. So like I said, the comfort creatures are here definitely. Down here below, you'll find the shifter. Pretty traditional one. Push it up to reverse, pull it down, drive. You can move it to the side to go in the sport mode, or you can use those big shifters here, pedal shifters on the side. So I'm going to see if I can try that out while driving. But I'm going to put it in the park right now so we don't roll. This is where you start the vehicle. And here's buttons that have like dual usage. For example, right now we have the temperature here, and if you push it, it's going to take you to the heated seats or ventilated seats. Same thing with the passenger one, so you can either adjust the temperature, you can adjust the heated seats or ventilated seats. And then you have a bunch of shortcuts for basically your climate control. You can adjust the height of this vehicle. Now it's going to lower down. We don't need it in the high setting for regular driving. You have the low range setting here, automatic climate control. And now here, if you push this button, it's going to take you to the fan speed and the same dial or the same knob. And if you go to this one, it's going to take you through different driving programs. So let's see what we have. So we have displays actually right in front of me. So the programs are dynamic. We have the eco, comfort, grass, gravel, snow. We have the mud ruts, sand, rock crawl, wade, and configurable, so you can select your own. I'm actually gonna, for this test drive, I'm gonna leave it in dynamic because I'm gonna be on the road. And let's move back to the middle here. Down below, you have a lot more storage here. You can put stuff inside of here. You also have your cup holders, USB Type-C, USB Type-A, 12-volt power outlet. You have the wireless charging for your phone. And this is what you have as far as the glove box. That's not a glove box, this is a storage, but it's also a cooled storage, kind of little refrigerator for your drinks. If you'd like to, you can put like 4 cans of soda in here and keep it cold, but don't drink soda, it's not good for you. 4 bottles of water. Up on top, you'll find the digital mirror. You can display the image from the camera that I showed you in the back. You also have your HomeLink system. And up here, your panoramic sunroof, pretty large one. Actually, let me move this camera back so you can see how much light you have because of this sunroof, as well as the corner windows here, looking pretty good. And then here, you have the illuminated visors. This would be the interior of this 2024 Land Rover Defender. One thing that I didn't show you is the key fob, pretty standard for all of the Land Rover's Range Rover projects. Big one, heavy. You have the Land Rover in the back. Then you have the unlock, lock, open the gate, and beep, 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 beep button. You also have your panic button. This is the interior of it. Let's talk about the price. Take it for a spin. The vehicle is running. I'm ready to go, but let's talk about the pricing. There's such a huge spread between the bottom of the line Defender and the top of the line Defender. That's crazy. It's almost $70,000. Because yes, you can buy the base Defender 90S, which is a 2-door with a 4-cylinder engine, starting at $57,875. Not bad, right? 110 starts at $62,075. And then 130 starts at $70,575. Then, of course, you have the X Dynamic SEs, the Outbound Edition, which is new for 2024. Kind of a strange one, if you ask me. I'm going to try to put it on my channel as well. This is a 130 without the third row seat, with a maximum cargo space and no rear windows on the side, no rear side windows, kind of like a cargo truck. Then the one that I'm sitting in right now, it's 110 V8. It says here it starts at 112,975. The one that I'm sitting in, 121 total sticker price. The top of the line is the Carpathian Edition, 120,075. So this is about as expensive as they get, and that's all because of the engine, of course. Now the same engine you'll find in the Range Rovers, as the Jaguars. This is from their SVO edition, the special vehicle operations. And as we drive, I'm gonna see if we can do an acceleration test on the road, but here in this parking lot, definitely see if we can check out the maneuverability of this vehicle. And if I can turn this thing around, let's see, being here, steering wheel all the way to the left, I might not have enough room. No, I won't have enough room. Definitely needs quite a bit of room to turn it around. I'll try it one more time here with this open spot. Okay, turn the steering wheel all the way. Let's see. And we got it now. But we won't make it back in here. So definitely this is something that could be improved. I can easily turn around another SUV here, but not this one. Suspension, it feels solid, it feels stiff. We don't have any bumps in here, so it's hard to check out if it absorbs them nicely. I really like the growl of this engine. You can hear it from the back. And maybe there is no reason to have a performance SUV, but hey, you know, the G63, which is $200,000 vehicle, it's square, right? That's an off-road vehicle with a performance engine. There's lines of people lining up for it, so maybe they're up to something. As far as the ability to take it from 0 to 60, I guess for some people it's never enough. You need more power, you need more room, and you know, the manufacturers are giving it to them, because especially in this higher price segment, people just want what they want and they'll pay for it. Wow. No issue merging in traffic. Let's see. This thing is fast. I mean, it's a rolling start. Well, we got off and it went. It definitely goes. I love the sound of the engine on this Land Rover Defender. The pickup is not as aggressive as you'd feel on some of the performance vehicles, but it's definitely enough. I'm actually gonna stop right here on the side street and see if we can do like the 0 to 60 acceleration here. I want to make sure that there's nobody behind me, and I'm stopped. We get down to 0, sport dynamic mode. Let's go. Got up to 60 miles per hour. So wow, this is really impressive considering the shape of this vehicle. Yes, it needs all of that power to pull it or push it, and definitely it does, but it comes at a cost, because gas mileage on this Land Rover Defender is 14 in the city, 19 on the expressway, for a combined number of 16. If that could be reduced somehow, that would be great. But hey, you know, if you are spending $120,000 for a boxy looking off-roader with a huge engine, you should expect the gas mileage to be that low. I like it. I don't know if I would go for the V8. I think 6-cylinder would be substantial for me. Now, by the way, the 6-cylinder is an inline 6 with a mild hybrid. I mean, it's got 395 horsepower, so 130 horsepower, almost less. You know, it's an off-road vehicle, which, let's talk about this, because if you take this vehicle with the 22-inch wheels and not much meat on the tire, those tires are made mostly for on-road use, not off-road use, then maybe the off-road capabilities are not going to be as great as on some of the Jeep Wranglers, Ford Broncos, which basically that's where the lower models of this compete at. It's not going to have as much articulation. It's not going to have, I mean, it does have plenty of ground clearance with this air suspension goes up to 11. I think with the Rubicon X, if you put the 33s that come standard on the X package, you have 11.8, and you can raise it up from there. And then again, you can't really modify those. For urban jungle, off-roading, if you're going camping, I wouldn't go boulder climbing on this, but there's videos of people taking this on some serious terrain, and it goes. So if it's in your budget, if you like square boxy looking vehicle and you don't have the time to wait for the G-Wagon, or maybe Jeep or Ford Bronco is too rugged for you, this might be a perfect choice. And with the V8 and this, definitely makes it fun. Well guys, I hope it was helpful, and I hope you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell notification ring bell so you won't miss any of the content that's coming out on the channel. And I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.